Ladies and gents, welcome to UX and this is Ever Given, Ever Taken Away by the channel Internet Historian. Yes, new Internet Historian video from the main channel. I'm gonna guess from the thumbnail this is about Suez Canal blockage thing that happened a few years ago when a ship got stuck. I thought Internet Historian made a video about that, but it could have been from the secondary channel incognito mode. I don't know. So this is big one, 1.5 hour. This could be a movie basically. Movies sometimes are like action movies are this length. So this basically can be a movie. It's documentary level thing. So this is gonna be awesome. Let's watch this one.
This video was made possible by Saley and some very patient people over at Patreon. Okay, music fades in. My friend, let me weave you a tale of a windswept night beyond the old Egyptian sands, where the water plays coy with the shore, and the coy are sure to play in the water, where the desert wolves make love to the moon. Next page. Exterior day. This is the Suez Canal. Undeniably, Egypt's most famous body of water. Nothing bad ever happens here. Oh, except for that one time. Okay, so there's a ship, and it's called the Ever Given, and it's going up the Suez Canal really, really fast, probably. And you think that, well, the Port Authority would call up, and they'd be like,
Captain, you are going way too fast.
but the captain, he's wicked sit cool, so he's like,
They're just jealous of my passion for going fast through critical trade infrastructure. Increase speed.
If you will not slow down, prepare to meet the full might of the Egyptian military.
two of Egypt's fastest fighter jets scramble on the
Ah, come on, this shit happened. What? Okay, is this gonna be like Cost of Concordia type shenanigan or worse? I don't know.
runway. But the captain kept adding power.
Faster! The people of Europe need these Chinese knockoffs of European goods.
And they got all sorts of technology to go like top speed.
Don't go faster, I beseech you.
But everyone on the crew was loving it. Yeah, go faster. But then,
Look out! Someone left a ramp in the middle of the canal.
I ain't afraid of nothing.
it was at this point that the captain chose to do a wicked sick jump. Lens flare. But they overshot it. They were gonna collide with a gently sloping sandy bank. They threw on the handbrake,
Drop anchor! Brace for impact!
but it was too late. Collision. Literally everybody died.
The fuck?
Ever given, ever taken away. That'll do. All right, see you in a year. What do you mean it's not long enough? Wikipedia, ChatGPT. Add the music. They love that. A reaction GIF? That's a good one. No, this video's too good. Dial it back a little. Okay, let me start again. I'll do the phony voice too. Better. Okay, so here's what
Okay, the following is based on true events. However, most results come from secondary sources. Technically, that's how history is. Like, when we see certain events, there are only one or two events, and they could be from secondary sources. Yeah, I guess. Like, yeah. But some sources were recorded, including the VDI data of the ship. Almost none of the material has been made available to the public. So we took a few liberties. I hope it's not like the intro, because I like, inter-historian video because it's mostly factual with some flair on it. If it's like point blank, like fiction, like, I don't know. It probably is going to be entertaining. Why not? So, yeah.
really happened. This story begins in Malaysia. Of course, you already know, but that's this one over here. And at a
Truly
port
is, yeah.
named Tanjung Pelepus is the container ship known as the Ever Given. The last of the cargo is loaded onto the ship, and the captain of the ship, Krishnan Kanthaval, is there with his crew of 20. Hello! At this point, Kanthaval probably said something like, "All right, the boat's tummy is all full of cargo. We're almost ready to get going." So Evergreen, the operating company of the ship, would have called ahead and booked passage for the ship. Yes, one adult ship ticket, please. Large. How many containers? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now this guy at the operating company is on the line to the Suez Canal Authority, and they are in charge of all of the operations of the Suez Canal. All right, thank you for choosing Suez Waterways. You are scheduled for March 23rd. You are 922nd in queue. All right, we've got a Supermax container coming through on March 23rd. Pulling up the stats now. The Ever Given, one of the largest container ships in the world. Over 400 meters long, 60 meters wide. Only 10% smaller than the world's largest aircraft carrier. Able to carry over 20,000 of these shipping containers. Here's a guy in a sandwich for scale. All right, navigator, helmsman, Gene. Let's get going. We wouldn't want to hold up the other ships. With a teary goodbye,
You know what I love about Italian historian? Every time he uses some like deliberately royalty-free music, even though he doesn't have to, but it's the joke. Every time there's like some stock footage, watermark on clip, he doesn't have to do that, but he does that. So using cyberpunk music, why not?
the Ever Given sets sail from Malaysia and makes course for the Netherlands. Let's go to the map. Malaysia, and you already know, but the Netherlands is over here. The route's so simple, you just go from here over to... Oh. We're blocked by Africa, sir. Should we just head back? Don't worry, I know a shortcut. Head into
Shotgun. We blocked by Africa. You asking it now? Okay.
that inlet. It's called the Red Sea. Captain, it's blue. I know. In a bit over a week, the Ever Given cruises all the way to the Red Sea. And on the way, someone on the crew points out Djibouti and says it aloud. Djibouti, because it's fun to say. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain, I can tell you that much. Captain, we've got another problem on the sat-nav. There's more land in the way. How are we supposed to get through an obstacle like this? Should I just head back? Now, if this was 1868, Kanthaval would be in big trouble. But luckily, in 1869, someone happened to dig a big channel right from one side of this isthmus to the other, and filled it with water, they did, which meant that ships no longer needed to circumnavigate Africa. It's nothing personal. It's a geographic thing. Late that evening, the Ever Given arrives at the Gulf of Suez, here on the map. It's a big open area for ships to park. And there are ships everywhere, sitting idle, waiting for their turn to pass through the canal. Now the helmsman is kind of driving around the area, looking for a place to park and drop anchor. But then, something captures his attention. Hey, what's that mysterious-looking ship over there? It looks abandoned. M.V. Ahmad. M.V. Do not speak its name, helmsman. Why not? Look, there's a spot. That's a handicap. They park the ship, drop anchor, and radio in to the Suez Canal Authority. Thank you for joining the queue. Typical wait time is a few hours, up to 1 business day. Why do we have to wait? Why can't we just go straight through? Because we've got rules here at the canal. A big book of them. No running, no dive bombing, and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere way down the back of the manual it says, all vessels entering or leaving the canal must have a pilot. And in fact, a ship as large as yours needs 2. These pilots are employees of the Canal Authority who understand the perils of the route. Kind of like a consultant to the captain. And they stand around going, yes, yes, go here, turn coming up here, watch out for the geese. So just stand by for a while, yep? Alright, nothing to do till this pilot arrives. Guess I'll take a little bit of me time. I'm off to my cabin, fellas. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And so just after midnight, Canterville heads back to his quarters to take a nap. Quite a cozy scene, wouldn't you say? But all is not well on the Ever Given tonight. There seems to be some trouble with the weather. 2:30 a.m. Canterville wakes up. Outside is the loud rattle of shipping containers sparring with the wind. Loud enough to capture Canterville's attention. Rah-rah. He dashes up to the bridge. All right, what's the status on it being really, really windy outside? The wind is up to 35 knots, but the Ever Given is fine and the anchor is keeping us held. All right, it sounds like I can head back to my quarters then. Wait, Captain. I think we need to move the ship. Yeah, those guys are getting closer and closer to us. We're surrounded by ships like the Al Nasriyah. Their anchors can't withstand the wind and they are being dragged about. We need more buffer or there's risk of a collision. Good thinking. All right, duty engineer, prep the engines. Aye. The ship kicks to life.
Aye.
The helmsman steers the Ever Given to get further away from the other ships. This whole thing might be cancelled. Port control. Although this waiting area is delightful, the weather outside is very frightful. Is passage through the canal still happening? Not cancelled. Hold position. Your pilot is wrapping up and will be on his way to your vessel soon. They're making us wait. Captain, if we're struggling not to hit ships in this big open area, it's going to get pretty dicey when we have to navigate through a narrow channel like the Suez. Yes. Although you should have said, spoiler warning.
Coming up next on Channel Ad Time.
Welcome back to Raising Sailey. I'm Sailey Man, professional traveler and eSIM.
Yeah, okay, look, man, even the parking at the Suez Canal is an issue, right? Like, people might hit you, the weather. I didn't even thought about the weather issue, man. If you have this many containers in this big-ass ship, yeah, few knots, like 30 knots of wind speed, like, that's a problem, right? That would bob and weave the whole ship. There are other ships that are parked there. Because before this thing happened in, like, 4 years ago, I didn't even know, like, people used to, like, park outside Suez Canal before they can give you, like, green light to go.
User. Finding tourists to get them huge savings on an eSIM plan. It ain't for the faint of heart. But if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, when they're traveling, they need data.
I can't get an Uber. I didn't sort out my data before I left.
Got another one? Try this. First, we download the Sailey app on your phone. Then we choose how much data we want and where. Then we add the code Internet Historian for 15% off. And don't forget the most important part. Mwah. I just gave your phone international data using the Sailey app.
Thank you, Sailey Man. Very cool.
So download the Sailey app or scan the QR code on the screen now and use the code Internet Historian to get 15% off at checkout.
It's so beautiful here in the hills of Switzerland. If only I could listen to podcast in the background.
Here comes Sailey Man. Over 200 destinations, 24/7 live chat support, and no physical SIM or roaming fees, because it's just an app.
Could I have my phone back, please?
I love that. Oh, look at that. Look at the hills. Look at the calm. If only I could listen to Joe Rogan right now talking about bear.
At Sailey, family comes first, and data comes second. Data comes first. They're both tied for first.
Tonight on Raising Sailey.
Anyone can get Sailey. Dead ones. Sorry I have a boyfriend ones. Or regular.
I have a presentation in 15 minutes at the UN Security Council, and I didn't download the slides. Without this presentation, I'm worried they're going to nuke North Sentinel Island again.
15 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
I'll be the guy who started the next world war without those damn slides.
10 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
History will not look kindly on me without those slides.
Here comes Sailey. Now you have 10 gigabytes of data on your phone, cheaper than most phone providers.
I love you, Saley man.
Hush, little one. I saved it.
The Saley app really saved me.
This truly was our darkest hour, but we prevailed. It's not an easy job, but Saley gets me through. So download the Saley app or scan the QR code on screen and use Internet Historian as the code to get 15% off at checkout. Get some damn data on your phone, why not? Ad over. Some time has passed. We're back on the bridge. There's the helmsman. Captain's gone back to his quarters. Pilots won't be here for hours. Then suddenly, an idea. The helmsman takes it upon himself to navigate a little bit of art. Tee-hee-hee, says the helmsman. As long as no one checks the nav data, this won't come back to bite me at all. A couple of hours pass. The wind...
Oh, did they actually do that? This is like one of those liberties internet historian is taking. Did this shit actually happen? Did he actually do that? I don't know.
...dies down just a little. No ships crashed into the Ever Given, but a small one did pull up beside it. Captain, pilots are here. Welcome aboard. Oh, hey, Captain. Yes, we're running late. Where's the helm? We don't know what the pilots' names are, so we're just going to go with blue and red. Okay, I think we should move ahead at about 14 kilometers. That's right. Ahead. 14 kilometers per hour. The Ever Given joins a convoy of ships taking position at the entrance to the canal. Convoy, checking in.
It took 1 hour 20 minutes just to get to the entrance from the... Oh. Yeah, these ships are slow. I mean, look at the scale, man. Of course they are slow.
Taking position at the entrance to the canal. Convoy, checking in. Ready. All right, everybody. We want to be alert. Stay focused. Yeah, Captain. I'll follow the other ships. I'll try not to get lost. Hold on, helmsman. And the audience. This is a much more perilous journey than you might know. What, a big straight line? It is 193 kilometers of narrow waterway. And I hope you've got some stamina, because it takes 12 hours.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's slow as fuck. 200 kilometers. I mean, obviously, it was Suez Canal. I always assume, like, okay, just by the ocean scale, like, canal must be wide enough. They say it's small, but look at the scale. It must be wider. No, that's all the width it is. Like, you can see both sides from there. That's how small it is. In 200 kilometers at that speed. Okay, so when this ship got stuck, there was a ship behind it. What happened to them? Did they just stop there as well? What if wind basically crashes you at either shore? Because you're stuck there, you can't get it out. So now you're constantly at the issue of like, what if I get beached? Or did they just reverse back? Can you reverse back like that? I don't know.
To traverse. That's a full day trip. Some parts are only 24 meters deep. Oh, that's very shallow. Yes, and only 200 meters wide in some parts. That's very narrow. I've seen McDonald's drive-thrus with more clearance. And you certainly wouldn't want to have an accident, would you? Because 12% of the entire world's sea freight passes through here.
How though? If it's that bad, how does they make it work every single time? How did disaster didn't happen before? Like Egypt make money from this, right? Like this is why they're doing this. Like they take money from it. Like, yeah, it's their canal. I don't know, invest some, widen it. Can't you widen it? Like, I don't know.
If you blocked it, the consequences would be humongous. No pressure, though. Oh, I see. Oh, don't mind him. He gives that speech to everybody. Ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. Yes, pilot. 14 kilometers. Steady on. So into the canal the Ever Given went. As they cruise, the winds swirl back onto the sea. No longer buffered by miles of open water, the sand and dust can blow about with abandon. Low visibility.
Damn.
Strong winds jostle the ship. Grit pelts the bow. The Ever Given steams ahead at about the pace of a fast jog.
How do you see?
And there's no real build-up here, to be honest. Things go awry almost immediately. How are you coping with the wind? It's manageable. All right, well, the wind is definitely pushing us to the left-hand side. Yes, just try to keep it as centered as you can. Adjusting.
These winds are quite something. Do you think we should have insisted they postpone?
The pilots don't seem worried, and they know this water better than anyone. The angle of the wind is particularly nasty, catching the enormous surface area of the ship and constantly nudging it off course.
Helmsman, you're still too far to the left. You got to get back to the center.
Yeah, I'm trying. Adjusting. The helmsman keeps changing the trajectory of the ship, but he cannot seem to stay in the center.
Come on, Helmsman, we're still not centered.
I know, it's the wind. No matter what they do, they can't seem to get away from the left bank. The wind foils their every countermaneuver.
Damn!
This is not as manageable as I thought it would be. Is
That
it?
is so true. It doesn't matter what you do, it can't get center. That's how strong the winds are. If you do more, it will go sideways because that's how physics work. Like, you can't go to the center because the pressure is much higher. Like a ship has to do something. It will try to turn sideways. Damn.
It can be like this the whole way? Don't worry, this is really common. It won't be the whole trip.
No, the problem is we're going too slow.
Red Pilot takes the initiative. If we speed up, we can push through the wind. Accelerate to 22 kilometers an hour.
Wait a minute, how
Somewhat
would that help?
reluctantly, the helmsman obliges. 22 kilometers per hour.
Engines engage and the ship speeds up. Captain, going this fast in heavy winds is needlessly reckless. There are protocols for
Yeah, how would that help? Like if you go fast and wind is sideways, if anything, it would increase the pressure, right? Like more wind is hitting you now, more like at an angle.
this sort of thing.
All right, Gene, it's a bit windy. Relax. This must happen all the time. The Red Pilot was right. The increased speed helps them to fight through the wind and get away from the left-hand bank. However, they can't seem to keep the ship in the very center.
Yeah.
Helmsman, you're aimed too
This
severely to
thing.
the right-hand bank now. We need a bit of leadership here. Don't worry, I know what to do. Turn left. Adjusting. The pilot's giving steering instructions now. Captain, is he supposed to do that? Captain, the pilot is not here to give steering orders. You should say something. The ship is now consistently snaking left and right and left and right.
Oh yeah, okay. If you go fast and turn, right, you can cut through it sideways. But then now you have sideways issues. Holy shit, this is a design. Like this is so narrow, man.
Turn to the right. So they turn to the right.
But then they end up too far to the right.
Are they gonna
You're
drift?
too close to the right bank now. Turn to the left. Yes, I agree. Turn to the left.
What the fuck?
Look, this is all a bit tense, and we both know where this is going. It's gonna crash. Let's just enjoy it. Oh, wow. There it is. A gently sloping sandy bank.
Sands
Red
are
Pilot,
calling
we're
you.
just consultants. This isn't our job to steer the ship. You're micromanaging. We should only be giving general navigation advice. We're getting too close to the left bank. I can't keep it centered. We have to slow this ship down. If we slow down, the wind will push us into the bank.
What do I do? Reduce
Go
the speed.
faster. The two pilots begin bickering.
What the fuck? Nobody knows this Suez Canal better than these two. They have opposite views. Oh, fuck me. Like, why did there have to be two again? Is this why? So they can confuse them? I thought two would be like watching out different things. I didn't know they were like give same advice. What the fuck? They're just there to give direct advice to the captain. Why did there have to be two then?
And not just bickering normally. They're bickering in Arabic. Arabickering. And Canthavel's crew doesn't speak Arabic. What the hell are they saying? I don't know. Neither do I.
When it turned from English to Arabic, you know everything's gonna go down. Like, okay, they're not even trying anymore. They just went to local language, which means everything's going to shit now.
Anyone here speak Arabic?
Sands are
The
calling
Ever
you.
Given has reached its target speed of 22 kilometers an hour, but they're taking wider and wider turns and can't seem to get anywhere near the center of the lane. And the two pilots, they're still fighting. Captain? Captain! Pilots! Captain! The Ever Given then reaches an extreme, unrecoverable angle, pointing acutely to the right,
Drift.
straight for the bank.
Welcome. Play
We need to
Origins
turn
music, man.
left.
Now, hard left.
Hard to the left.
Hard to the left.
The rudder turns. But the ship doesn't turn with it. Instead, it slides.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you to turn?
If you turn left, right, I'm pretty sure the back end would slide left even more because it's already taken too much. Like, this is insane. So I'm guessing back end's gonna hit the beach first.
Instead, it slides. Didn't I tell you to turn left?
Why aren't we turning? I am turning to the left, Captain. The ship's not responding.
I knew this would happen. It's your fault. The helmsman loses his ability to steer. The ship has gone out of control. Captain.
Canterville finally steps forward. Enough! Helmsman, center the rudder. Reduce speed. Rudder center. Reduce...
But it's too late. Canterville did not intervene in time.
It's so narrow.
Shit.
The crew can feel the vibration through the floor as the bow meets the bank. That bow, raised 6 meters, slides into the bank with ease, like a hot pencil through pudding.
Surprising me, as soon as they hit it, I'm guessing the speed wasn't high enough, otherwise it would topple over, right? Like all containers would have toppled over, damn.
Meanwhile, the rear of the ship is pulled into the opposite bank. The bridge shakes and the crew lurches forward as 300,000 tons of momentum is reduced to 0 in the span of a couple of seconds. We've run aground, cut your engines, Canterville yells out on the radio, because don't forget, these ships are running as a convoy, which means that the ships behind them have just seen what's happened, and they all have to slam on the brakes.
How are those ships fine? Why this ship was struggling out? They are just slide, oh, okay, it's I do this every. Why are they in center? Why are they not having issues like this? That thing crashed, this didn't?
A couple of ships back, the Asia Ruby 3 suffers an engine malfunction, and it cannot stop as quickly as it intends to, and nearly plows into the back of the Maersk Denver. They manage to stop themselves just in time and prevent running aground as well.
All those
Hand back
Mercedes
to the
inside.
Ever Given. Let us look at it from above. It is diagonally wedged across the entire canal. An unplanned bridge connecting 2 continents. A ship collision of such magnitude, there's almost nothing to compare it to. Maybe Hindenburg? 9/11? I'll keep Googling.
No, hold off on the dramatic sound effects. There's no need to panic just yet. It's like a car tire stuck in the mud. We simply reverse. Full astern.
Yeah,
That
that's how
means
it's gonna
full
happen. Yeah,
backwards.
sure, why not?
Propellers at the back of the ship whiz to little effect, locked in place by the sand. We didn't move.
Merely a run-up. Crash astern.
That's the most dramatic version of full astern, ramping up to full thrust as quickly as possible. Nothing.
No, stop it. No sound effect just yet.
We still have one more option. Start up the bow thrusters. They're the jets at the front of the ship that give a little bit of extra oomph. Crash astern, full thrusters. No effect, sir.
All right. Too many guns.
Now, we don't have the transcript from here, so we'll just presume that at the time, Canterville said something very quirky and millennial, like,
So that just happened.
But what we do know is that he and the pilots then jumped on the radio and got in contact with the Port Authority.
We've got something to tell you, and you gotta promise not to get mad.
Shut up. Look, listen, we're gonna need a tugboat. We are run aground.
The helmsman takes a turn at being millennial.
There are other ships right behind me, aren't there? Uh-huh. And they'll...
Stop saying there's a millennial thing. It just cringes. Come on. That's not... Yeah, right? Like... Yeah, just make fun of Gen Zs, man. Why you have to talk about millennials? Let it go.
were, as the queue of container ships piling up behind them got longer and longer.
Make that 2 tugboats.
God damn it.
So what happened here exactly? And who is in big, big trouble? Explainer time! There are 3 main causes to why the ship crashed. Let's start with the wind. The captain could have very easily said, "Guys, the wind is far too severe. Let's postpone." But he didn't. However, the blame's not all on Canthaville. The 2 pilots could have also said, "Let's just follow protocol," by radioing in to HQ and saying, "Yes, get us 2 tugboats, please." With 1 on each side at the front, they would have had far more stability and control. And they wouldn't need to erratically fight about with the wind.
Okay, I blame the, those Suez Canal 2 captains, whatever, those assistants, let's just say, I don't know. I blame them. This is their shit. They are there every single day. This is what they do, right? Again, like probably ship captains do this all the time, but this is basically their thing. They should have seen this coming, like, okay, wind is too much, let's call the tugboats. Why didn't they do that shit?
To stay in the middle of the lane. Second cause, the speed of the ship. Now, it was the red pilot who told the helmsman, "Accelerate the ship to 22 kilometers per hour." But when he did that, they were already driving at the speed limit for their weight class, 14 kilometers per hour. And telling the helmsman to go beyond that meant that they are technically breaking the rules. And while I agree that some rules are made to be broken, going this fast in a very large ship in a comparatively small canal causes a whole bunch of problems to do with fluid dynamics.
Yeah.
Big problems. Huge.
Yeah. Veritasium. Yeah, like I said at the time, like if you increase the speed, like I highly doubt you bring out stability because, like, if anything, it makes it much more unstable. Because how small it is, the wind speed, how big the ship is, right? Like it's gonna go, it's gonna Tokyo drift the shit, which it did.
5 fun physics phenomena.
No, I don't know the physics, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. But what I will say is this. Speeding up causes something approximating oversteer. The ship becomes all slidey. I'm just going to turn a little bit to the left,
time.
but instead you go a lot to the left. I'll just turn right a little bit, but instead you turn to the right a lot. Remember how the cheerful navigator was like, "Come on, guys, we have to get back to the center of the lane." Well, they can't, because every time they try to direct back to the center, the speed...
It's basically, I don't know, like, if you're driving a car and there is suddenly, like, it's not suddenly, if you're driving a car from the center of the desert, from tarmac, and there are, like, sand inside, if your wheel get caught in that, it will literally suck your car in. Because it's like a, surface tension, right? The more your speed is, the more it will basically pull towards it. So if you increase the speed of the boat like that, every time you try to correct it, it will pull more and more each side. Slight correction, it will pull all the way there.
Speed and the oversteer means they overshoot it. One more effect of going very fast.
I will sneeze. Wait for it.
Take a look at this animation side on. Water pressure effects cause the ship to tilt. At this speed, the front is raised 6 meters higher than usual, which means when they collide with the bank, combined with the high velocity, they really wedge themselves in. But we can't just blame everything on the physicists, because there's a third main cause. Poor communication. English is the official language of pretty much every port. However, the pilots start arguing with each other in Arabic, which is not just unprofessional, but excludes all of the rest of the crew from what's being discussed. And all of these competing voices make for chaos on the bridge. But the blame is not all on the co-pilots either. The captain is always in charge. He has the ultimate authority. Decisions start and end with him. So the captain should have intervened and said something like,
Shut up, everybody.
But he doesn't. He stands there quite passively throughout. By the time he does step in, it's too late. Now that everything's been laid out, who would you say is at fault for the crash of the Ever Given? The helmsman? Blue pilot? The red pilot? Canthaville?
It's the people, all of us, who want all the shit all the time, so they have to run this ship. You have to have Mercedes, so there you go. It's our fault, that's what that is.
I'll tell you. Society, that's who. You and me. And I think you should apologize.
No. Okay, study.
Alrighty, so we have something 3.5 times the size of the Titanic, choking the world's largest.
What? Look at the scale shit. Like Titanic. Titanic is like, it's always shown as this humongous ship, which it was at the time, and yeah. But people don't think about cargo ships. At least if people see it, it's like, damn, what is that? But yeah, the cargo ships are insanely big. I mean, that's why, like, if you want to have like global trade, cargo ships are the only thing that is because of this, because of their scale. Like, you can just glide through. Yes, it will take months to get there, but whatever that gets there is going to be a humongous amount. There you go. A big-ass container. Insane amount of containers there. Look at that, 400 meter long. Titanic is nothing. Look at that.
Freighting canal like a greedy seagull throating a glue stick. Good start. And they didn't get very far through the canal itself. About 5% of the progress bar. But if we scroll up for a second, we can see what landmarks they missed out on. The Great Bitter Lake, named so because the water there is very salty instead of fresh. Then up a 2-lane bit and over to Timsah Lake, named so because Timsah is the Arabic word for crocodile, because there used to be crocodiles in there. Otherwise, it's pretty much zip right through to the Mediterranean. That would have been very nice for them. Now we go back a bit to Timsah Lake, and here you'll find the city of Ismailia. And at its port, see this building? This is the Suez Canal Authority. Inside, Captain El Said, head of navigational control, is just settling in for the day. As he sits down to his desk, Captain, you're gonna want to see this. The video feed pulls up. What? Line 1. We're stuck. We'd like to request a tugboat. Stuck? Stuck where? You know that single lane area pretty close to the entrance? There. Now, had this happened in one of the 2-lane sections, they could have kept the traffic flowing.
Yeah.
But alas. What? So you're blocking all the traffic? Mr. El...
Egyptian president, where's my money at? Like, why is the canal closed? I'm getting shut the hell out. Where's my money?
Said, we already promised we wouldn't get mad. Fine. I gotta see how bad it is in person. El Said snatches his keys off his desk and he races down to his car, rushing to the scene. He gets out and casts his eyes upon the ship.
Why didn't take the boat?
Towering over him is a structure the width and breadth of the world's largest Walmart. Except it is also 50...
Whoa! Look at the scale!
Breadth of the world's largest Walmart.
Damn! Look at all those containers!
Except it is also 15 stories tall.
Look at dwarfing buildings, look at that!
The bow, raised 6 meters higher than normal, is jammed into one side.
Imagine people living there who see this shit all the time. 15-story building level ships constantly passing one after another. That's a sight, man.
Like an unwitting finger in a Chinese finger trap that somebody filled with Gorilla Glue in its prom tomorrow. And
the ass of the ship, firmly squatting aground on the other side. At the middle of the ship, making bended metal groans as it's barely suspended by only a few meters of water.
El Said lets the sand run through his fingers.
At this point, another important person arrives on the scene.
You know, play the Assassin's Creed Origins music, why not? That would be so good.
Admiral Rabi, He is the Suez Canal Authority chairman, the big boss of the whole canal. Here's the rough structure of the organization. He's all the way up here, right?
Oh, no.
So high up that he reports directly to the Pharaoh of Egypt himself. Yep, that's one blocked canal. No, Mr. President. He didn't say blocked. Shut up. He
I
said...
don't know, the whatever joke I was thinking is kind of accurate. Of course, President gonna be pissed off. There's a big income source for Egypt. Yeah.
That canal rocked. He's giving it a 5-star review. Come on, follow me to the bridge. Now, Al Said and Rabi board the ship, and it's a hell of a scene. The crew is racing around. Oh God, they're gonna check the nav data. They're gonna see the dick pic. Oh God. Canterville's standing back taking a panicked phone call with the operating company. Okay, so 2 pilots walk into a ship, and the first one says, and the 2 pilots from before are still bickering. All right, you 2 are dismissed. Canterville. Oh God, this is the end of my career. This is gonna cost $1 billion. Al Said puts his hand on Canterville's shoulder. Do not worry, my friend. We shall solve this. Come on, Captain. What's the status? Well, the ship isn't floating. Yeah. No, what I mean is the situation is worse than you think. It's the way we're pitched up on the shore. The weight distribution is all wrong. We're like a raised bridge, but we don't have any of the support underneath. The middle of the ship could bend under its own weight and tear.
Oh, yeah, that is so true. Oh, the way ships work, they have to be in water. If you just hold up both ends and like pick it up, yeah, like it's not supposed to do that. It's not built for that shit, especially all that weight. Damn, this is next level, man.
So it could sink? Yeah. That would shut down the whole canal for months. Are we taking on water? No, I've had the engineers check the hull. We can't see water making ingress anywhere. Yet. The best way to get free and the best way to prevent the ship from potentially sinking is to lighten the load. We need to get rid of at least, I don't know, like 20,000 tons. How quickly do you think your crew can offload containers? No. Look how high those boxes are stacked. To offload these containers is going to require specialist equipment. The kind you'd only find at a dedicated port. We're not going to be able to offload these containers out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, well, it's the easiest, most...
Oh my God, yeah, that is so... But what if some accident happens and they have to actually do that? This is like world trade. There's way too many ships with this kind of load, so... Shit never happens. Like, obviously, only cranes like that are in, like, ports. But nobody tried to make it mobile crane like that for emergencies or shit.
Brute force solution you can think of. The ballast tanks. Yeah? Go on. We've got nearly 10,000 tons of ballast water on board. We can dump that right now and relieve some pressure. Excellent idea. I'll get started. No, you can't do that. Well, why not? Allow me to explain. You see, when a ship fills its ballast tanks, it's filling with more than just water. It's a big, dilute, salty soup of algae, plant material, and even sometimes small fish. Pick that up in Malaysia, and then just dump that at the next port, you're introducing these stowaway pest species into the environment. Some examples of these invasive species include the Northern Pacific Sea Star, the European green crab, that son of a bitch, and cholera. So you have to treat the water before you discharge it, usually through heat or chemicals. And the key there is that
heat and chemicals? Oh, damn, those starfish and everything, they're fucked, basically. All right. Everything has technicality behind it. I mean, obviously that would make sense, but yeah, like, you don't think about this shit. I like how internet student basically, like, making this video and, like, educating people. That's what this is.
It also requires time and access to one of these treatment machines. And we're not at a port. It's going to take much longer than usual. But let me get onto the line with the guys at Ismailia. We probably have a portable water treatment machine somewhere. Al Said turns and looks out the window. Coming down the canal are 2 tugboats, the ones that they ordered earlier. Look, we might not even be that deeply wedged in. These 2 tugboats might be all we need. Yes, tugboats. This is the Mosaid 2 and the Mosaid 3. These two little guys are able to pull around this massive cargo ship, comparable in size to the Ever Given. On go the ties. Line secure, all fast. Engine ready. Ready to pull. Canterville looks nervously at El Said. Commence pull. Slow ahead. The polyethylene ropes whine as they're pulled taut from the water. The tugboats lightly draw against the ship, testing for resistance. All right, a little more. More.
The way they are beached, they're actually worrying, like, what if it snaps from the middle, implying that they're properly beached from start and end. How are these two small tugboats going to pull this much mass? I mean, if it weren't beached like that, like, maybe.
More. Full power. Nothing. Not an inch of difference. All right, stop engines. Be on standby. This isn't going to work. With just two tugboats, we do not have the pull for a ship this massive, this deeply grounded. It's also low tide. That's not helping. Wind's high tide. Early afternoon, in a couple of hours. All right, that buys us some time. How soon do you think you can get a dredger out here? Let me find out for you. Please hold.
Cleopatra.
The dredgers can remove the sand below the waterline that's all built up around the ship. Hi again. They say it'll take a day, maybe two. All right, tell them to hurry.
A day or two? I'd better update my boss. Let him know it's not gonna be a quick fix.
I should call my wife as well. All right, don't go too far. I need you for something in a minute. Hey, what about excavators? Oh yeah, how many we got? Right now? No, for my birthday. Yeah, now. One guy. There's only one excavator on standby for the whole canal. Well, it's just post-COVID. Everyone.
Hell with the canal. What about in Egypt, close by cities? Like, just bring them. Like, this is the whole country. Like, this like big money flow for country. This is economical issue. Like, I'm pretty sure president of Egypt, like, fuck it, like, find other, like, excavator. Like, why not?
Everyone's been excavating from home. Patch me through. There really was just one guy, by the way. It's local contractor Abdullah. So he picks up the phone. Mushy mushy.
There's been a big accident at the canal, Abdullah. There's sand and dirt everywhere. I need your help.
Just send me the deets, Chum.
Abdullah jumps in his truck and heads to the scene. And when he pulls
Did he use AI?
Gott in Himmel. He sees the massive Ever Given wedged into the canal.
How is one
Abdullah
How the fuck is one excavator going to do anything at this scale, man?
locks himself into his excavator and gets to work on the most important task he's ever done digged. Back on the bridge. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully home soon. Okay. Yep, no, love you too. Okay, bye.
Whew, the boss was not happy.
Hey, before you said you needed me for something. I did. Who's this? Breathe into this tube.
Oh.
Also, you have to do a drug test. After the crash, they tested Canterville for drugs and alcohol. Both came up negative.
Witch hunt is already underway. All right, test everyone for. Like, what you talking about? Like, we drink all the time. No. It's all your fault. If I find even micrograms of anything, there you go.
Negative. There's also a procedure to make sure that captains aren't fatigued. They look at the rest schedule and they find, no, Canterville took that nap. Remember? He's had plenty of rest time. So he passed the fatigue assessment. And while Canterville was at the nurse's office, high tide came and went. Tugs were tried again. And again. Tried a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It didn't work. All day trying, all evening, and into the early morning. But that stubborn ship was going nowhere.
This is blocking world trade, man. Like, I'm pretty sure this Suez Canal is so important for all countries, right? It's one of the reasons why, like, America, India, and every other country's navies were, like, kind of like defending certain areas, like from terrorist attacks and things. So, like, shipping lane doesn't get, like, blocked or something. I don't know, like ask countries around it, fucking send me big military helicopters. I'll try to pull it out or something and then tug. And I don't know, 10 different things. Why just one, like 2 tugboats, 1 excavator from Suez Canal Authority working here? What about the whole country of Egypt? Like find excavator somewhere else, find more boats, why not? I don't know. What?
Of course. The moon.
Park 1 unlocked.
Day 2.
There's quite a queue of ships by this point, and they're all honking their horns impatiently. Hey, move your ass! I got Frozens in the back. Go around! Go around!
No one knows quite what's happening because the Suez Canal Authority has not made a formal statement. But their hand is about to be forced when an impatient sailor behind the Ever Given takes a photograph and publishes it online. And this starts a bit of a buzz on and publishes it online.
Oh, look at how it looks, man. That ship in front of us ran aground while going through the canal and is now stuck sideways. Looks like we might hear from... Okay, why did it take 2 days for somebody to take a photograph? I'm surprised not even saw like people walking around like where this is. They didn't just take photo, like put it on like social media. Like, that's weird.
And this starts a bit of a buzz on social media. It was at this very moment that the helmsman's most feared fear was most realized. Someone pulled up the navigational data.
Colonel?
Within 24 hours, it was all over the news.
My God, that was real.
The navigational data.
Colonel?
Within...
What the fuck? Look at that. I guess you can follow penis shape pattern before getting wedged in Suez Canal. There you go. See, people are literally going to say, like, if you didn't do this bad, this is omen. If you didn't do this joke, maybe you wouldn't get stuck. I'm pretty sure there are people who would say that. This is insane.
In 24 hours, it was all over the news. So over at the Suez offices, Mr. Rebbe, you have 300 voicemails. Telemarketers? Important clients and journalists. They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, aren't they? They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, yes. And the Suez Canal Authority could keep it a secret no longer.
They held a press conference. Okay. This is crazy. Let's say, hypothetically.
They didn't give many details, but it was a very inspirational press conference. The news begins reporting on the story.
It's blocked. Cargo ship blocking the Suez Canal.
A huge container ship.
There's just the most incredible drama playing out in the Suez Canal.
A massive container ship longer than the Eiffel Tower.
It's one of the world's most important shipping lanes.
And breaking news from the Nana Star News Channel. I'm Nana. Mega ship's big ass is stuck in the Suez Canal.
Right. Point is, this story exploded everywhere. There was a lot of sympathy to go around.
I appeal to have
Mad Lads, Count Dankula, yeah.
blocked global trade.
And the internet, upon seeing it, went, these guys need some help. We would love to volunteer.
There's that picture of a naked woman. I need to help them.
They knew best about what to do to get this ship unstuck. All right, it's time for the "yeah, I reckon you could pretty much just do this and it'd work" section. By far the most popular solution was simply blow it up. No ship, no problem.
What the fuck is the point of $1 trillion budget of America? Just send the ICB, not even ICB, just simple ballistic missile. Empty ICB, everything's solved. There you go. Before Suez Canal even made, I'm pretty sure there were people, American, every like, what if we nuke it to create another canal? This is equivalent of that. Just bomb it. There you go. That's gonna clear it. Because when stuff blows up, they get completely atomized. Nowhere there's like clutter around and block the canal. That never happens.
But why wouldn't this work? Well, first you're blowing up $1 billion worth of cargo. And this thing is about 3 times the size of Mount Rushmore. So there's quite a lot of debris to sweep up, actually. And you still haven't solved the problem of moving the thing out of the fucking canal. Next idea. What if we attach 1,000 helicopters and simply fly the thing out?
Okay, I wasn't saying this, by the way. I was saying, like, tug it a bit from helicopter. Not at this scale. 4 or 5 helicopters at front trying to pull it a bit while tugboats pull. Maybe you would like able to like relieve some pressure, relieve some mass, so like tugboats can pull it. Not this shit. This is just insane. This is not Marvel. Like, this is not Avengers. You can't do this.
You could even take it all the way to its destination in the Netherlands. Well, the problem is this thing weighs about 300,000 tons. So even if you had a really powerful helicopter, you're going to need like 25,000 of them. And you can't put them all together in one area or they'll all crash. It ain't gonna work.
En route to help.
Wait a minute, do they even have 25,000 Chinooks? I'm pretty sure they don't. That's an insane number.
Pull up a bit.
Next. Alright, more seriously, why don't we take a whole bunch of old jet engines, weld them to the sides of the ship, turn them all on at once, and whee, the day is saved.
This is just stupendous shit of all time.
However, there is a risk of an explosion.
It wouldn't work anyway, right? Like, I remember watching the Grand Tour episode where like Jeremy Clarkson put a jet engine on top of a boat. It didn't barely move because that's not how anything was. There's a reason why jets are inside the water. Jet-powered boats jets are inside. It pushes water. Putting jets on, that's not how anything, that's not gonna work.
And then you'd have a hole in the ship. And then the ship sinks, and then you're really never moving it. Hear me out. Liquid nitrogen. A lot of liquid nitrogen right under the boat. The water freezes, expands, the ship lifts up, Bob's your uncle, you love it. Except now, the ship is just stuck in ice. And then it melts, and then you're back to the exact same position.
Just pour too much nitrogen, every ship gets stuck. If nobody can like move, like nobody's gonna complain. There you go. We don't need Suez Canal. Everybody go home.
Position. Also, you need like $1 billion worth of nitrogen. There's no way to get that much material, let alone handle the scale of that material. Also, everyone's gonna freeze to death on board, and the ballast will expand in the tanks, and that'll destroy the ship. It's not gonna work. All right.
Why is this
Last
thing?
idea. Best idea. What if we just actively made things worse? Such as this petition to add a second boat to the canal.
Why?
Jokes aside, one humble comment did stand out from the crowd.
Get a few people on this side, a few people on that side, push it, and I really think it would go.
Well, maybe. Because that's exactly what the recovery team intended to do. Ahoy!
What are you
Good
talking
to see you
about?
back from the nurse. I told him I didn't do any.
You have a 300,000 tons ship that is beached at a level that you're worried is gonna, basically destroy the center of it. Because water is no longer a factor. Because it's beached that way. All the weight is at the top and front. So that's a risk, right? So which means it's properly beached. How are you gonna push 300,000 tons of... Yeah, you need so many Chinook helicopters. You think people pushing or any kind of pushing gonna work like that?
Any drugs, but they wouldn't take my word for it. I would have believed you. Hey, just give me the walkie-talkie. All right, full ahead with the excavators. 3 more excavators join Abdullah, and they are all busily digging out the front and rear of the ship. It's still going too slow. What else we got? More rescue stuff. So here comes Rabbi pulling up to the scene. Good news, fellas. And he's standing atop a very powerful bit of kit. A big, beautiful dredger. To be specific, a cutter suction dredge. Essentially, you've got a big rotating cutting tool that loosens up all the soil, while a big suction pipe sends it yonder. All right, do the dredgy. Full speed. What else we got? We got more tugboats incoming. More and more tugboats join the fray. A total of 8, arranged around the ship like this. Notably, the Baraka 1 and the Izzat Adel. These are 2 of the most powerful tugboats in the Middle East, and that includes the non-deserty parts. Full ahead with those.
160 tons.
They keep trying. A cacophony of engines playing the highest stakes game of tug of war ever attempted. tens of millions of dollars being lost every hour until it was won. And their opponent? Unbothered, moisturized, taking up the whole lane. Unbudgeable. All right, we're calling it for now. Oh, Al Saeed, we've thrown everything we can at this ship, and it won't concede an inch. It's hopeless, hopeless. The cynicism of youth. I've worked for many years on the Suez. There's magic in the water, Canterville. What the fuck? Magic. We will succeed.
Your words are empty, El Said.
Optimism has blinded you, El Said.
We cannot defeat the canal. It is simply too powerful.
If I were the guys at Kais and Kaisha, I'd just forget about the Ever Given and buy a new ship. Well, we can't afford a new ship. The owners of the Ever Given, Shoei Kais and Kaisha Limited, are getting very worried. I need that ship back, and I can't just leave it to the Suez Canal Authority to do it.
There's only one team daring and foolhardy enough to take on a job like this.
Okay.
Kaisen calls up an elite salvaging company from the Netherlands.
Smit Salvage. We need your help. I got your number from you know who.
Smit is the industry's best. They have response centers all over the globe. 24/7, ready.
What? Oh, okay, I get it. The
industry's best.
The world's biggest ship destroying yard, which is there. I guess that's where they are. I don't know. But damn, look at that. From the Athens is very close, right? Wait a minute, it would be close from Gujarat, right? Like from here to here. I don't know.
They have response centers all over the globe. 24/7, ready to respond to marine emergencies. And funnily enough, they're the same team that helped with the rescue of the Costa Concordia back in 2012. Suit up, boys.
It's a very specific job, and if you have this many branches, yeah, you probably a monopoly at this level. So yeah, of course it's going to be these people.
They put the ocean in Ocean's 11, the tide in Tide Pod, and sometimes they pee in the water. Why not? The fish do it.
We're en route to the canal. ETA in the next 24 hours.
It's all under the table. One phone has to be destroyed.
Next time on Boat in Canal. The prophecy. It's coming true. Kiss me, you fool. I'm beginning to think you don't want to get the boat free. Well, is it the Yanny wire or the Laurel wire?
Laurel.
I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up. Ha ha ha. There's only one way this was ever gonna go.
What?
It's now day 3.
Okay, I think he was gonna cut the part here, but he's like, fuck it, you know what, I'll just make the whole 1.5 hour video. And he could have edited that shit out, but he's like, you know what, let's keep in the video. I think that's what happened here. You know what, I'm gonna stop here, since I have to do it in 2 parts. It's 1.5 hour video, the reaction will be more than 2 hours. Yeah, people have trouble watching that. Okay, this is better than, I don't know why, like, it's Internet Historian, of course it's better. It's better than I thought. I'm talking about the content of what I'm watching. Like, okay, I thought I knew things enough about this, but I didn't know all these details. Again, that's what Internet Historian does. Like, I don't know why I'm surprised. The problem is Internet Historian makes videos like once every 1 or 2 years. So, like, I need time to process it. Like, yeah, Internet Historian video is like that. Cost of Concordia was insane. I remember it was same like that. Like, all the details and things, man. All right, well, I'll see you next time when I make second part, I guess. Less than 24 hours, sure, why not? All right, I'll see you next time.